Usher Raymond IV was born on October 14, 1978, in Dallas, Texas, but he didn't stay there for long. Raised primarily by his mother, Jonetta Patton, Usher moved to Chattanooga, Tennessee, where he spent most of his early childhood. Music was in his DNA. His dad, Usher Raymond III, was also a musician, but he wasn't around much. Usher's parents split when he was just 1 year old, leaving Jonetta to raise Usher and his half-brother, James, on her own. Jonetta wasn't just a regular mom, though she was a force. Recognizing that her son had some serious musical talent, she relocated the family to Atlanta, Georgia when Usher was 12, and Atlanta, being the heart of Southern hip-hop and R&B, turned out to be the perfect spot for a young Usher to launch his career. Little did he know at the time, but that move would set the stage for his superstardom. Usher's life changed forever when he was just 13 years old. He was performing in a local talent show when he caught the eye of an A&R rep from LaFachi Records. At that moment, his raw talent was undeniable. Soon, Usher had a record deal with LaFachi, and that's where things really started heating up. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. His first self-titled album, Usher 1994, didn't blow up the charts. In fact, it didn't do much at all. It was a setback, but not a deal-breaker. Usher didn't quit. He got back in the studio and hustled even harder. His mom took over as his manager, and with her guidance, he started focusing on the kind of R&B that would define him: sexy, smooth, but with a ton of emotional depth. By the time his second album, My Way, dropped in 1997, Usher was 19 and unstoppable. My Way wasn't just a hit, it was a revelation. The lead single, You Make Me Wanna ... shot to the top of the charts, and Usher became the voice of a generation. His smooth falsetto, slick dance moves, and heartfelt lyrics had people everywhere swooning. And that wasn't all. Usher was redefining what it meant to be an R&B artist. He was mixing hip-hop with soul, vulnerability with swagger. It worked. The album sold over 6 million copies, and Usher was officially a star. Then came 8,701 in 2001, which took him even higher. Hits like You Got It Bad and You Don't Have to Call cemented his status as R&B royalty. His career was on fire, and his personal life seemed like a dream too. But with fame comes pressure, and soon the cracks would start to show. When it comes to love, Usher's relationships have been the stuff of headlines and sometimes heartbreak. His most high-profile relationship early on was with Rosanda Chili Thomas from TLC. Fans were obsessed with the couple, and for a while, it seemed like the perfect love story. But when Usher dropped Confessions in 2004, the rumor mill went wild. The album was filled with raw, emotional tracks about infidelity and heartbreak, leading many to believe Usher was confessing to cheating on Chili. The album was a massive success. It sold over 10 million copies, but his relationship with Chili was over. In reality, Confessions was partly inspired by the experiences of Usher's producer Jermaine Dupri, but that didn't stop the gossip. Usher stayed silent, letting his music do the talking, and talk it did. Songs like Burn, Confessions Part 2, and Yeah became anthems, showing the world that Usher could turn pain into artan, that he wasn't afraid to bare his soul. After Chili, Usher found love again with Tanka Foster, his stylist. They got married in 2007, and the couple had 2 sons together, Usher Raymond V and Navid Illy Raymond. But their marriage wasn't without drama. Tanka and Usher's relationship became tabloid fodder, especially after they divorced in 2009. Custody battles and public feuds followed, but through it all, Usher remained committed to being a present father. Just when Usher's life seemed to be settling down, controversy struck again. In 2017, he was hit with multiple lawsuits alleging that he had exposed several women to an STD without disclosing his status. The accusations were explosive, and Usher's public image took a hit. He denied the allegations, but the lawsuits dragged on for years, creating a media circus around his personal life. Around this time, his career seemed to stall, too. His 2016 album Hard to Love didn't make much noise on the charts, and for a while, it looked like Usher was stepping out of the spotlight. Fans worried that the man who had once dominated R&B was losing his magic. But if Usher's career has taught us anything, it's that you can never count him out. After taking some time to regroup, Usher came back stronger than ever. His 2019 collaboration with producer Zadobin on the album brought him back to his Atlanta roots, showing that he could still hang with the new generation of artists. Then, in 2020, his single Don't Waste My Time featuring LMI shot up the charts, proving that Usher's voice was still as captivating as ever. He's also been killing it as a judge on The Voice, where he's mentored a new generation of talent, passing on his wisdom to up-and-coming artists. His residency in Las Vegas, which started in 2021, has been a massive success, reminding the world why he's one of the best live performers in the game. He hasn't lost a step. Usher's been living the life of luxury for a long time. Over his career, he's amassed a net worth of around $180 million, thanks to his music sales, tour, acting gigs, and business ventures. He's not just a musician, he's a businessman. He's invested in everything from tech startups to owning a stake in the NBA's Cleveland Cavaliers. His love for luxury is no secret. He's known for his collection of high-end cars, including Ferraris and Bentleys, and his stunning homes in Atlanta and Los Angeles. But more than his material success, Usher's wealth lies in his influence. He's paved the way for artists like Chris Brown, Justin Bieber, who he famously mentored, and The Weeknd. He's shaped the sound of modern R&B and continues to inspire new generations of singers. Usher's life has been anything but ordinary. From his humble beginnings in Chattanooga to becoming one of the best-selling musical artists of all time, he's lived through it all: the highs, the lows, the love, the heartbreak, the scandals, and the triumphs. And through it all, he's remained a symbol of resilience. He's a man who turned his struggles into success and his pain into platinum records. Whether it was bouncing back from heartbreak, surviving scandals, or reinventing himself for a new generation, Usher's journey has been one of perseverance and passion. And if his story tells us anything, it's that Usher isn't done yet. The king of R&B still has more chapters to write.